Have you noticed? Every morning I see those old folks doing qigong, and their moves are still more flexible than me bending down to pick up my sandals.
That's because they train their bodies while you train your excuses. Every time you bend to pick something up, you're sure to complain about your back hurting.
Well, I have to maintain my style. People say your posture is the brand identifier of your age.
So your brand must be just woke up and already want to go back to bed?
Exactly. Sleeping is a lifestyle, not just a habit.
But living in a half-asleep state is no different from a tree planted upside down.
An upside-down tree can still absorb water as long as the roots are strong. Same with me, as long as the coffee is strong enough, I'll get going again.
Speaking of coffee, I still wonder why you order such a huge cup every morning, like a fire extinguisher.
Because every day is a new fire in my head. Coffee is the spiritual fire hose.
And here I thought you drank it to seem deep.
Deep? Nah, it's just that when you're too tired to answer life, you let caffeine speak for you.
That sounds pretty philosophical. Are you trying to be a park philosopher?
Yeah, a part-time philosopher, paid entirely in useless knowledge.
Useless knowledge has value too. It helps you realize some things you read are pointless, but they make you smile.
Like how I know that pigeon over there can recognize human faces.
Are you serious?
Totally. So don't be surprised if tomorrow it looks at you and shakes its head in disappointment.
If it does that, I'll bring bread to bribe it.
Don't. Or it'll see you as the official sponsor.
Better than being seen as an enemy by the birds. Life already has enough people judging. If birds join in, it's overload.
I think birds are kinder than people in one way. They don't talk behind your back.
Because they have wings, not mouths for lying.
That deserves to be embroidered on a shirt. Fly with truth, not words.
If you start a philosophical shirt brand, I'll be your first customer just to laugh.
That works. At least someone gets me.
I do, because I'm the type who sits watching leaves fall and wonders, does the leaf feel lonely?
And then realizes you're the one who's lonely, right?
Yeah, but at least the leaf gets to fall while we just spin in place.
That's why we come to the park, to see everything moving, even if it's just a gentle breeze.
Or maybe we shouldn't chase life, but just stroll with it?
Sounds reasonable. Life is like mornings here. No need for big actions, just being present.
Yet every morning you complain about wanting 5 more minutes of sleep.
Because being present in dreams is a form of living too.
You're the one who can turn laziness into philosophy.
And yet you sit here listening to me every morning. Why is that?
Because I like the feeling of being happy without trying.
That's the definition of a beautiful morning.
And a friend just quirky enough to keep me awake.
Then this morning's coffee was worth it.
Not because of the coffee, but because you're here saying things no one else thinks of.
You know, this park morning isn't anything special, but with us, it becomes a memory.
Exactly. Sometimes the best part of the day is just having someone beside you, without needing to try to be happy.
That said, remember to wake up early tomorrow. Don't make me wait.
Yeah, but don't expect me to bring exercise vibes.
No problem. Just bring the coffee spirit.
Then tomorrow the sun will shine, because 2 lazy folks made it to the park on time.
See? Even the sun has to rise early to watch what we do.
If that's true, hope it isn't disappointed.
It won't be, because at least we know how to laugh at ourselves.
And that's the best morning workout.
Exactly, Sophia.
Rely. Have you ever felt like work is a test with no right answers?
Yeah, every meeting feels like an advanced level of listen and nod.
What's the pro level?
Nodding in rhythm with the speaker, but thinking about lunch in your head.
Then you must be at Office Zen level already.
How about you? Work going okay lately?
It's okay. By the definition of still breathing.
Sounds philosophical.
Not really. It's just that every day at work feels like climbing a broken elevator. You know it's tiring, but you have to climb.
Yeah, and for me, work is like a sad song. You can't skip it for fear of missing the melody, but listening too long tires your heart.
Have you ever wondered why we keep trying to please everyone while our own joy keeps shrinking?
Because from childhood, we're taught do well to get praised, not do right to feel happy.
So we grow up chasing praise instead of peace.
But, when I started caring less about recognition, work got a lot lighter.
Really?
Yeah, because then I was doing it for myself, not to prove anything to anyone.
Sounds like a line from a self-help book.
Maybe, but I learned it for real. Once you stop performing, everything flows more naturally.
Yet sometimes I'm still afraid of losing my position if I don't try.
But are you sure you even want that position? Or is it just because others say it's good?
Maybe you're right. Often I try just because I'm afraid others will think I'm lazy.
Laziness isn't bad if it helps you choose what's worth doing.
That's worth noting. Lazy the right way is the art of living long.
And working hard in the wrong place is the art of self-harm.
If we hung those in the office, the boss would fire us on the spot.
Nah, the boss would note them for a new management philosophy, motivate employees with fear.
Have you ever thought about quitting everything and doing what you really love?
Yeah, but then I think, love still needs food on the table. Philosophy doesn't pay rent.
So, we just work and dream, right?
Yeah, dream just enough not to go crazy. Work just enough not to starve.
Maybe that just enough is true freedom.
Right. Have you noticed how overly ambitious people always look tired?
Yeah. And those too complacent lose the spark in their eyes.
So the best job is one that keeps the spark without burning you out.
You say it so well. I just wish for mornings with the park, coffee, and chats like this.
I'm starting to think my real job is conversing.
Conversing?
Yeah, speaking out, listening back, sharing a bit of honesty in a world full of layers.
Then this park is the office, and I'm your only colleague.
And coffee is the salary fragrant and short-lived.
Then you must have gotten a raise today, since your coffee is twice as big.
Yep. Today I worked overtime thinking too much about the meaning of life.
You're the type who can turn exhaustion into poetry.
And you're the type who turns poetry into reality by reminding me to drink water.
Someone has to keep the philosopher from dehydrating.
I admit in the working world, finding someone who reminds you to drink water is real luck.
And finding someone who lets you complain and still laugh is double luck.
Then we're both lucky.
Yeah. Amid countless meetings and emails, at least we have a spot to breathe here in these little chats.
See, work isn't just at the company. It's also keeping yourself from losing emotions.
That should be humanity's slogan. Don't let work steal your soul.
Right. Earn money to live, not live to earn money.
But anyway, tomorrow we still have to get up and go to work.
Yeah, but tomorrow we can still sit here and laugh about it.
That's enough. Work can be busy, but don't get so busy you forget to live.
And don't forget the coffee date. That's the most important meeting of the day.
Agreed. A meeting between two people, with themselves.
And with the sun rising behind us.
Rely. I think working for freedom is the goal, but real freedom is knowing when to stop and watch the clouds.
And I think freedom is being able to laugh in the middle of a boring day.
Maybe tomorrow I'll go to work with a new mindset.
What kind?
The mindset of someone who just wants to finish the work, not let it finish me.
Nice. And I just hope the office coffee is less bitter than today.
If not, laugh more to drown out the bitterness.
Laughter the only thing without a KPI.
And the real productivity of happiness.
Yeah, exactly.
Rely. Do you believe in love at first sight?
Sure, but I carry an umbrella so I don't get burned.
Be honest. Have you ever been struck?
Once. Then I realized lightning doesn't kill you. It just makes you stupid temporarily.
Temporary stupidity is still better than permanent stupidity from missing someone.
You're right. Some people pass through your heart like a breeze, and you go pitching a tent there.
Yeah, then you stay in that tent, cold and alone.
But hey, have you ever thought, love is like the park?
How so?
Yeah, if you just sit in one spot, you'll only see a few people pass by. But if you walk around, you'll see the whole world.
Good point. But sometimes people are tired and just want to sit hoping someone comes to them.
Then at least sit in the Sunday light helps you feel less cold when no one comes.
You seem optimistic.
Not really. I'm just learning not to give loneliness its own seat next to me.
Sounds like you've loved a lot.
Not a lot, just enough to know that like and fit are two different languages.
Which do you choose?
When young, I chose like because it made my heart race. Now I choose fit, so my heart doesn't need meds.
Do you think true love exists?
Sure, but it's not like fireworks. It's like a cactus, still beautiful. You just have to know how to touch it.
I used to think love is two people looking in the same direction.
And now?
Now, I think sometimes just not knocking each other down is enough.
Realistic. And I think love is finding someone who makes you feel safe in silence.
You're good at this. Sounds like a romance movie line.
Nah, I just learned it after a few times talking too much without being understood.
Have you ever felt like love these days is like a phone app?
You mean easy to download, hard to uninstall?
No, lots of people download, but few read the terms of use.
Spot on. Everyone wants love, but few learn to take responsibility for their emotions.
Some love to fill voids, some to show off, some to forget.
And you?
I love to be myself, but often end up as a different version.
Maybe because love is sometimes like a mirror. The longer you look, the more distorted you seem.
That hurts a bit.
But it's true. People say love is growing together, but often it's growing tired together.
I think the problem is everyone wants to be understood, but few bother to listen.
Yeah, sometimes a simple "I get it" is worth more than 1,000 "I love yous."
Maybe I'll try saying that to my next person.
Remember, and if they respond with a real smile, you've found the right one.
How about you? Anyone in your heart now?
Yeah,
Really? Who?
easy. It's morning coffee.
You're the only one who can make me want to laugh and hit you at the same time.
Because I know you'll choose to laugh, so I dare to tease.
I used to think people love for the special things, but it seems they stay for the ordinary ones.
Exactly. No one remembers the first bouquet forever. But everyone remembers being asked, "Have you eaten?"
Right. Sometimes "did you get home?" text is warmer than a page-long love poem.
Because real love doesn't need to be flashy, just genuine enough.
I think if someone can make you feel at peace in silence, that's happiness.
So maybe happiness isn't in anyone's hands, but in how you hold theirs.
Rely, are you afraid of love?
No, I'm just afraid of loving and forgetting myself.
I used to fear that, so now I learn to love while keeping my own space.
That's the sign of someone who's been broken but knows how to heal.
You sound like someone who's been through many wounds.
Who hasn't got a few scars? The key is seeing them as a chapter, not a sentence.
Sometimes I feel love is a journey of learning, not to fear loss.
Because if you fear loss, you'll never dare to love truly.
I think true love doesn't need possession.
It's about growing together, even if you might not walk the same path later.
You sound like someone who just wrote a breakup letter.
Maybe. But sometimes breaking up is a way to keep the memories beautiful.
Yeah, not everyone who leaves is to blame. Sometimes they've just finished their role in your story.
And you don't need to blame yourself for once believing.
Rely. Sometimes, true love is just finding someone who makes you want to be better.
Maybe. And sometimes that person is yourself in a happier version.
You're philosophizing again.
Well, love is basically the sum of heart and mind.
So I just hope one day, sitting in this park, I can smile at someone without any fear.
That person will be very lucky.
How do you know?
Because I'm sitting next to someone whose smile makes the park less noisy.
Are you flirting with me?
Nah, just telling the truth. But if you smile once more, I might reconsider.
Then I'll stay quiet to keep the park peaceful.
And I'll keep this silence, like a memory.
Rely, have you ever sat thinking, what are we living for?
Yeah. Then I couldn't figure it out, so I went to make coffee.
So coffee is your answer to life's philosophy?
Not quite, but at least it keeps me awake to keep searching for the answer.
And I think maybe life doesn't need an answer. Just moments that make you smile are enough.
Sounds relieving. But humans are weird. We want to understand everything, even things that don't need understanding.
Yeah, like trying to find meaning in tired days, when really, just sleeping early makes life brighter.
You're right. I read somewhere, some life problems just need a good sleep to fix.
I'll add, and if not, sleep another one.
And people think philosophy is hard to grasp.
Maybe the greatest philosophy in life is learning to simplify everything.
But humans love complicating happiness.
Yeah, thinking you need success, money, fame, then you can be happy.
When real joy is much cheaper, sometimes just a cup of coffee, someone who listens, and a sunny park.
You're describing our morning exactly.
Right. The issue is whether we recognize it as happiness.
Some spend a lifetime searching for happiness, not knowing it's sitting right next to them every morning.
Because they're busy looking at the mountaintop, missing the flowers along the path.
Rely, what do you think is the most important thing in life?
Probably balance. Between striving and letting go. Between noise and quiet. Between others and yourself.
I think it's gratitude. Because when you're grateful, you feel content.
You're right. Gratitude is the medicine that heals almost every invisible wound.
Maybe life doesn't need too many goals. Just knowing if you live decently today is enough.
I find that as we age, decency gets more expensive.
Because people realize smarts help you succeed, but decency helps you find peace.
I used to think peace is the result of all efforts. Now I think it's a choice.
The hardest choice, because everyone wants to prove something.
When no one needs proving, the sun never has to prove it's bright.
That's great. You're the type who can turn a morning coffee into a philosophy session.
And you're the only one who keeps the philosophy from being boring.
Hey, have you ever felt like you're living slower than the rest of the world?
Yeah, but I find it comfortable because when you go slow, you catch the important things.
Like walking in the park, if you run, you just see sweat. If you stroll, you hear the leaves.
And your own voice.
Really, I think the hardest thing isn't knowing what you want, but daring to live by it.
Right. Because society teaches us be like someone else before we know who we are.
So living true becomes an act of courage.
And sometimes silence is a gentle form of rebellion.
I used to fear loneliness a lot, but now I see it's precious.
Because loneliness lets you dialogue with yourself.
Don't you see? As we grow, we need less noise, but deeper in every conversation.
Yeah, now I value people who listen sincerely more than 1,000 who talk just to reply.
Maybe maturity is when you stop seeking someone to understand you and learn to understand yourself.
But if there's still someone willing to sit beside you, hearing these rambling stories, that's a gift.
Then I'm your gift.
Exactly. An unwrapped gift that makes every day less bland.
Hey, if we had a life philosophy for us, what do you think it is?
No need to be perfect, just real.
Nice. Mine would be, laugh first, worry later.
Haha, combine those, and it's a survival compass for life.
Yeah, just enough sense not to suffer. Just enough foolishness to stay happy.
Sophia, sometimes happiness isn't having everything, but being grateful you haven't lost it all.
You sound like someone who just drank their last coffee in life.
Maybe because I'm savoring it like it is the last.
That's the secret to living more deeply, right?
Yeah, do everything like there's no next time. It sounds sad, but it makes each moment worth living.
Maybe that's why I like mornings. They always start as if yesterday's fatigue never happened.
And always end with hope that tomorrow there'll be someone to sit with, talking seemingly silly things that are actually very real.
Relly, if there's a next life, would you still want to sit in the park chatting like this?
Definitely, but next time I'll bring snacks, so I don't have to share half my coffee with you.
You're still stingy as ever.
Nah, I've just learned that happiness should be shared, but coffee doesn't have to be.
Then I'll bring the coffee, you bring the philosophy.
And that's enough to start a whole life over.
Yeah, just that a morning, a park, and someone who gets you.
You know, sometimes life's philosophy is simply not forgetting to smile, even without a reason.
And I think life's philosophy is never stopping gratitude for still having someone beside you, saying things that seem small.
Maybe. That's the meaning of living. Finding peace in the ordinary.
And holding on to it, with a cup of coffee and a smile.
Hey, Sophia.
Thanks
for still sitting here.
Thanks for still talking to me, even though the world out there is always noisy.
The world can be noisy, but this conversation is peaceful.
Yeah, and I think peace is the most precious thing life gives us.